The city of Mecania was alive with noise and color. In the bustling market, one girl stood apart from the crowd. Tall, with warm brown skin, large dark eyes, and braided hair falling to her shoulders. She wore a crimson African dress embroidered with golden threads. Her name was Ayana. Into this crowd walked Kwame, broad-shouldered, tall, with glowing skin and a proud smile that turned heads. Wealth and arrogance flowed through his veins. He approached Ayana and said, "Why so silent? Beauty like yours shouldn't stay quiet." Ayana looked at him coldly and replied, "Silence is also strength." In that moment, the game began. Kwame thought it was just another challenge, but Ayana knew it was the beginning of something much deeper. By the riverbank, Kwame laughed with his friends. They were rich young men, famous for their arrogance. One of them teased, "Kwame, that girl is not like the others." Kwame smirked. "For me, everything is easy. I'll make Ayana bow. You'll see, it won't take long." His friends roared with laughter. A bet was made. For Kwame, it was a game. But for Ayana, it was the echo of old wounds. That night, Ayana sat in her courtyard, staring at the sky. Her father's face came to her mind, the man who had been destroyed years ago by the power of Kwame's family. She whispered, "The ones who ruined us, I will make them pay." Kwame tried everything. He sent flowers, waited for her in the streets, even tried to charm her with gifts. But Ayana always remained calm. Sometimes she gave a faint smile, sometimes only a cold glance. Her indifference only fueled Kwame's pride. One evening he snapped, "Do you not understand me, or are you ignoring me on purpose?" Ayana's voice was soft, but sharp. "The game you play will test your heart." Kwame laughed, thinking it was just mystery. But in Ayana's eyes burned the fire of revenge. Kwame's obsession grew. He followed her everywhere, speaking sweet words, showing off his wealth. Finally, Ayana softened her tone. Kwame thought he was winning. He sent jewelry and fine clothes, but she refused. Still, her voice carried a new gentleness, a hint of trust. One day she said quietly, "Sometimes I feel there might be truth in your heart." Kwame's chest swelled with pride.
To him, it was victory.
To her, it was a carefully laid trap. Ayana's wounds never healed. Her father had been killed, her mother left wandering, ruined by Kwame's family's power. Every night she sat under the lamp, staring at her father's picture, whispering, "This is not love. This is my path to revenge." Meanwhile, Kwame bragged to his friends, "Just a little longer. Soon, Ayana will be mine." He never realized his so-called victory was only the first step toward his downfall. Ayana decided it was time to make him believe. She laughed at his jokes, walked with him in the market, even sat by the river with him. Kwame felt triumphant. To his friends he boasted, "See, I told you, Ayana has given in." They cheered and clapped, while Ayana's heart silently bled. Every laugh, every glance was part of her plan. This wasn't love. It was revenge. Kwame's arrogance blinded him. One day, before everyone, he said, "Finally, you are mine, just like all the others." The words pierced Ayana's heart like knives. She kept a smile on her lips, but that night, tears fell silently in the dark. Her father's voice echoed in her memory. "Remember, your silence will be your greatest weapon." Ayana vowed. The end was near. Ayana handed Kwame an old letter. It bore her father's name and told the story of betrayal and destruction. Kwame's hands trembled as he read. This was my father's doing? Ayana's eyes glistened with tears, but her voice was firm.
Yes.
And now you repeated the same cruelty with me. Love as a bet. For the first time, Kwame's proud mask began to crack. By the river, the same place where the bet was made, Ayana confronted him before everyone. His friends stood frozen. She spoke loudly. "This man knows nothing of love. He plays games. His family destroyed mine, and today I break his pride as he once broke my life." Kwame's face turned pale. His friends were silent. Laughter no longer surrounded him. His pride lay shattered in the dust. Days passed. Kwame hid his face from the village. His friends avoided him, whispering behind his back. The king of arrogance was now a fallen man. At night, sitting by the flickering fire, he muttered, "What have I lost? Was love truly never a game?" For the first time, regret grew in his heart. But it was too late. Ayana had become nothing more than a distant dream. Ayana sat with her mother, who placed a gentle hand on her head. "Daughter, you have avenged your father, but don't let the fire of revenge live in your heart forever." Tears rolled down Ayana's cheeks. "Mother, I broke his pride, but my heart is still wounded." She walked through the market. People now looked at her with respect. Her silence had become her power. One day, Kwame appeared at her door. His clothes were dusty, his hair unkempt, his eyes filled with remorse. He said softly, "Ayana, I have lost. I won no bet, no heart.
But the truth has changed me.
Today, I come not for games, but for love." Ayana searched his eyes. For a moment, she thought he might have changed, but she turned away. Love is given with the heart, not with wagers. You still have much to learn. Time passed. Ayana dedicated herself to teaching village children, spreading knowledge and hope. Kwame sometimes watched from a distance, but never came closer. He knew she would never be his. Ayana still carried scars, but she had found a truth. Revenge does not bring peace. It only delivers justice. True peace comes from sharing love. Thus, Ayana's journey ended not with hate, but with peace. And Kwame's story ended with silence, the silence of a man who lost everything to his own arrogance.